Hi crafty friends, welcome back. In this tutorial today, I'm going to be showing you how I combined some stamping with Minc toner ink and some beautiful layering stencils to create some gorgeous foiled floral cards. My name is Nicole LeBlanc, and if you're new here to my channel, I like to make crafty videos here on YouTube. And as always, you can check the description box below for more links and information on this project. So we're going to get started today by doing some stenciling. So you can see here I've already pulled out my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. I'm going to be using that today to hold down my stencils in place. This is a new to me tool. It's actually my first time using this tool today, and I have to say I was very impressed. I was worried a little bit that the stencils may be shifting with the magnets and that tape may be a better option, but I had excellent results here with this tool. Can't say enough good things about it. Anyways, just going to get started with the stenciling today. So for this project, the stencil set that I'm using today is called Choose Hope, and it has coordinating dies and a stamp set, and it is from Pinkfresh Studios. So this Choose Hope stencil set is a set of 5 stencils that will layer together to give a beautiful detailed image. So you can see here that I just started with the first stencil, stenciling in those leaves. The first color I used was Mint ink, also from Pinkfresh Studio, followed by Meadow. And then for the floral images here, I decided to do a combination of pink and yellow flowers. So those yellowish orangish flowers, I used peach fuzz, apricot, and clementine ink. And then for the pink flowers, I layered up ballet slipper, sparkling rose, and bubblegum. And you can see here that I just used a couple blender brushes from Catherine Pooler to blend all of these layers of ink together. I did speed this up a little bit, but not too bad. It really came together very quickly. I'm always impressed by how quickly these layered stencils come together to give such beautiful images. So just honestly stenciling that on very quickly, not worried too much about, perfect blends or anything like that, just making sure the areas are covered up and then moving on to the next color. So once I had completed all the stenciling here, I went ahead and put that piece of cardstock in my mini MISTI and lined up the stamped image, also, like I say, from that Choose Hope stamp set. And because this is a new stamp set that I've never used before, I am just taking a second here to rub down that stamp set to make sure there's not any residue on there, because I want to make sure I get a beautiful impression the first time. So I should note as well that because we're doing foiling today, I am using some Minc toner ink. So I've gone ahead here and laid out some press and seal wrap on my work surface. Going to be working on that today, just honestly so that I can have super easy cleanup and just fling that in the garbage once I'm done with this image. But yeah, essentially I'm just taking a dropper here and putting down a little bit of Minc toner ink onto that press and seal. And then I'm going to grab my Ranger ink brayer and just roll that here through the press and seal for a few seconds. Let that ink become a little bit tacky. And then I'm going to start applying it to the stamped image. So really the key here is that you want to make sure a little bit of air gets in that ink before you start rolling it on your image. And then the second key is that you don't want to over brayer your image, because if you let it dry too long or if you brayer too much, you'll actually start to lift the ink back up off the stamp. Once you have your stamp covered, we press pretty quickly but firmly and then peel that off as quick as possible. With this technique as well, we don't want to be lingering with our paper and ink stuck there together, or else, like I say, they will stick and you may possibly rip your card front. So you really have to work fast with this technique. But I assure you, once you figure it out here, you will get beautiful results. I should note as well that I originally saw this technique on an Instagram Live on Heidi Swapp's Instagram page. It's still posted there under her IGTV links. It's called, she called it Tim Holtz Blows Your Mind with Mink Hacks. And she was not exaggerating. There's really cool tips in there. So if you want to learn more about this technique and others, I would definitely recommend to go visit Heidi Swapp's Instagram Live page. So you can see here that I did the same thing here with my sentiment stamps as well. This is kind of a blooper, but I did want to put it in here just to show you what not to do. So in this case, I put a lot of ink down on my press and seal and didn't really brayer that for very long or let that react with very much air, because I was very excited about this technique. And I just went ahead and started brayering on on the ink right away to my stamped images. So because I had so much ink on my brayer and I didn't let it get, that little bit of tackiness from basically having any patience whatsoever, the ink did kind of drip down into my stamp. And you'll see here that when I go ahead to get my first impression here, that I have very gloopy stamped images, especially you'll see there on the left with the happy birthday. So this technique it kind of does take a little bit of, guess and test, but I assure you, once you try it a few times and get the timing right with the brayer, with it, just kind of becoming the right consistency, you will get some beautiful results. I'm happy I used my Misty as well here because I was able to double stamp that celebrate to save the celebrate, but the happy birthday will have to be recycled and I will stamp some more sentiments off camera. So now that I've prepared my items here for my card, I am going to start applying the gold foil. So here you can see those floral images that we had stenciled out. I went ahead off screen and die cut them using the coordinating die cuts. And now I'm just placing them face up in my Minc carrier sheet. And then on top of that, placing some gold foil, also from Heidi Swapp, into that foil sheet and running it through my Minc machine. Should note here as well that if you don't have a Minc machine, this technique does also work with a laminator. So if you have a laminator at home, you may want to test that out as well. So this is always my favorite part, kind of the peel and reveal. So I'm just going to very gently peel off that gold foil and see what we're left with. Essentially, that gold foil is going to stick anywhere we had that black toner ink. And anywhere we just had the regular ink from Pinkfresh on there, we are not going to get any gold foil sticking to places we don't want it to. So now I'm just going to do the exact same thing once again here. Wanted to show you with the sentiments. So those sentiments as well, went ahead, die cut those down with the coordinating die cuts, placing them face up in my carrier sheet. And then on top of that, putting down some just little bits of the gold foil once again, and running that through my Minc machine. And then once again, the peel and reveal. So we're left with those beautiful foiled sentiments. I absolutely love foiling. Every time I do this technique, I am amazed by how beautiful and shiny the results are. So now that we have our main elements here together, I'm going to start adhering my card. So for this card today, I did go ahead and off screen also die cut out just a rectangle of some gold foil cardstock using an A2 waffle flower die. And then I cut down a rectangle slightly smaller as well. This one, just some white cardstock using a stitched background die on there. And then I'm just going to layer up my floral image on top of that and add on the sentiment as well. My floral image and my sentiment, I just went ahead and adhered with some liquid glue. And I should note also that I did layer up both of these stamped images with some just plain die cuts to add some dimension to these cards. And really, that's it at this point. All that's left here to do is let my card dry and then go ahead and fold it with a bone folder. Normally at this point, I would be adding embellishments to my card, but I really felt like this one with the foiling of the rectangle and the Minc foil on the stamped image and the sentiment as well, that wasn't needed. There's so much shine in this project that it's really, it's really done at this point. It's good to go. So I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek as well as some other cards I made using the exact same technique, just changing the layouts a little bit and the sentiments as well. You can really get a lot of beautiful looks. As always, if you're looking for more crafty inspiration, I've posted a few videos here also using layering stencils. And until next time, I hope you are keeping it crafty. Bye.